little babies.
Do you think he'll come back to Boston? This is why I asked. I don't think they're from around.
I don't think
Boston
so either.
area, so, did you think that you ruined his experience enough where they won't go back? Like they've now.
I hope I
learned
did. I hope I did. There was an
Another-
Indian guy
there's another
sitting
one
next
on.
to me too, and I was like, "Dude, cricket? Why are you here?" He had a Yankees Aaron Judge jersey on. I didn't care. I'm like, "Dude, you're a fake Yankees fan. Get the fuck out of here."
What do you say we start the show, the Simple Minds Sports Show, where we talk all things New England sports, good, bad, and different. Best of the best. Our show rundown today, we'll be talking about the Red Sox. Chris Sale's debut on Tuesday night. This is now Friday, so we're coming up on his next start against the Yankees. What's that match?
Sunday.
When's he playing? Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, right?
He lines up Sunday Sunday.
Okay, we'll see if he makes the start. But we'll be talking his debut and some more Red Sox notes that come into play. NHL, not a free agency, NHL frenzy. It was nuts today, Wednesday. Baseball, take note. That's how you handle it. Seems like every major sport has understood how to handle free agency.
Yeah, the
except for
biggest one in
baseball.
NHL just dropped too. Johnny Hockey just went to Columbus after he's been rumored to the Devils all day for less money to go to Columbus.
Interesting. Interesting.
Less money,
Columbus
'cause
Blue
it was-
Jackets. Well, all right, we'll get into
We'll
that.
get into it. Yeah, we'll
save
get
it.
into it.
So we'll get into that. What does that team look like? I'd have to go back and look. All right, and we also have a Bill Belichick, the coach of the New England Patriots, if anyone's wondering, his worst draft pick of all time? Question mark? Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. We'll
Only
get into
'cause
it.
it's
Bill, I'm
yeah.
sure, has an opinion. Save it, Bill. Shut the fuck up. And a little bit of NBA news and notes. They can't stay out of the headlines. Some dribs and drabs have come out of Adam Silver in that office, and a little bit more going on from them. So big show today. Let's start with some opening takes. Ray, yours is fucking stupid. So why don't you start?
Thank you, Richard. When I was in high school, I played soccer. There was a certain teammate's mother that would show up to the games, and she would wear short skirts.
Ooh,
And all of us daydreamed about fucking her all
No
the time.
beeps, Bill. No beeps. I missed the beeps in the last one. I
You
don't
missed
have the
you
energy.
missed some bad ones.
I know. So well, that's just, you know what?
Trying to get me canceled,
That's a little bit of cancel warning to you. Stop saying stupid shit because I might miss it.
but it was funny.
Anyways, we were talking about banging a teammate's mom, and even the coaches got into it because she was just
Trying to think
wearing
of hot moms from high
short skirts. But you know what? Zach Wilson did the American dream. He's not only an NFL quarterback, but he banged his best friend's mom, and his girlfriend outed him out of it. And what are you shaking your head about?
It's not his
mom-
best friend's mom. You fucked this up from the beginning.
His
You
mom's
screwed
best
this
friend.
up from the beginning. Bot pod. You had
It
me
was his
excited
mom's
about.
best
You
friend.
put the wrong picture out on our
Whatever.
Instagram. You know what? It got clicks, and that's fine. But it was his mom's best friend. He stiflered. He did not stifler this. He did not. It was.
I
not
thought he
Stifler's
banged
mom.
the kid from Washington.
No,
he banged his mom's best
friend.
friend. His mom's best
Zach
friend.
Wilson's mom, who also is some trampy hoe that has fake tits and puts herself all on the internet.
Mm.
Remember, she got famous for saying stupid shit whenever you got drafted and yelling about whatever she was yelling about. He banged her friend. And the internet
Either way, you can bang someone's mom. Cheers to you.
Cheers, Ray. I bang your mom every Tuesday.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting. Why don't you give the admiration to me and Bill? It's like you give to Zach fucking Wilson.
No,
We've been doing it for
Have you
years.
seen Zach Wilson's mom that he banged? She's a fucking
We've been
dime
doing it
piece.
since 63.
You have not seen him, Ray. I'm calling you out right now, Ray. You have not seen the woman that Zach Wilson had sex with.
You've only been seeing her mom, like his mom.
He's dating now another
I've seen his
Instagram
mom.
hoe. All right, we'll get into it. Simple
Well,
Minds
good
of the
for
Week.
him. Zach Wilson is living an American dream. Banging. He took 2 girls to the prom. He banged his mom's best friend. He's banging this fucking other hoe
This
on
is what
Instagram.
money
I
gives.
love Zach Wilson. I respect Zach Wilson. He is my spirit animal. I live through him. God bless Zach Wilson.
Raymond bangs a mom once a month if she lets him.
Ray's religious ties have shifted to Mormonism. I have thoughts on this
I have
pertaining
tons.
to the Jets quarterback. We'll get into that at the end of the show. Stick around. Nice teaser for the end of the show. Simplest Minds of the Week. That's where we'll find Zach Wilson again. Bill, your opening take.
We waited 6 months now to see Chris Sale come out last night first start in almost 9 months. I guess 5 innings, no runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. I mean, it's as good as you could have hoped for coming out after not pitching for so long. And I think He got better as the night went on. I think he retired the side in order in the 5th, and that was kind of what you were hoping for. It was a positive sign. I still have, semi Langevins for him producing this year, but it's what you wanted to see right now, and it was a positive sign. That's all I'm going to say on it. I think it was a positive sign for a team that's desperate for wins. Bullpen blew another game last night.
I was just going to ask, did they win that game, Bill?
No, they did not win that game because the bullpen blew another game last night.
Not even the bullpen. Base running, just it seems like they've lost their fucking heads.
They've lost their heads, and Chaim Bloom has completely and utterly abandoned the first base position. Going back now, we're talking 3 years. You've tried JD there, you've tried Kyle Schwarber there, you've tried Christian Arroyo, Bobby Dahlbach, Frenchie Cordero. You can't abandon a whole position, especially one that's traditionally produced 25 to 40, 50 home runs, depending on who was over at first base. And you can't. So opening take, Chris Sale, positive signs. Chaim Bloom, get a first baseman.
Yeah, good point. We'll definitely talk about some Red Sox here. I'll give you an opening take, Patriots related. A trade was made by the New England Patriots this week, sending one N'Keal Harry, ex-first round pick, N'Keal Harry to the Chicago Bears for a 2024, not 2023, 2024 7th round pick. Wrote a blog on simplemindsports.com if you'd like. The worst draft pick in Bill Belichick's drafting history, at least from the Patriots. We can go back to the Browns. I bet he even tops the Browns. N'Keal Harry was the worst pick in the history of Bill Belichick drafting picks. We can discuss it further if you want. That's my opening take. I don't know how I feel about the fact that he was traded. I'm glad he's gone. He didn't have a place here. You got something in return. You saved something like $800K on the cap or something instead of releasing him outright. And you got a 7th round pick. So at least you got something, but he was your first round pick. And we'll go out. I have it all lost down. Find him in the Simple Minds of the week too. The receivers that they
passed on
that came after N'Keal Harry is just unbelievable if you haven't heard that list yet. So
yeah, it's bad.
We can debate. Really bad. Bill, I'm sure you have some names you want to throw out there for worst draft pick of all time. We'll get into that later on in the show, but those are the opening takes. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show. Best things all New England sports. If nope, this is it. Welcome to the show. Right? That's how we do that.
Yeah, we don't have any sponsors, so we got to do this, right?
If you want to sponsor us, hit us up. simplemindsportshow@gmail.com.
Welcome to the show. Cut that. If you're watching on YouTube, we apologize. If you're listening,
you usually leave it in anyways. Trying to get us canceled.
Leave everything in now, so shut up. If you're listening on the podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, we're big on iHeart. Check out iHeart. I guess they have really good audio. Wherever you're listening to it.
Fuck is iHeart?
iHeart Radio.
We're the number one sports New England sports podcast on iHeart Radio.
Not self-proclaimed.
3 shows on there.
No, so there's 17,000.
Nice.
Allegedly. Wherever you listen or watch the show, thank you. Please subscribe, rate, review, and again, always tell your mothers. All right, let's back up here. And let's start with Red Sox. It is baseball season.
I hate when Bill's here because now we have to talk Red Sox.
No,
it's the only thing to fucking talk about, Ray.
This is Red Sox season. August is coming. Spring preseason is coming for football.
Thank God.
You got to cut through a couple weeks here, Ray.
2 weeks.
Chris Sale came back. He's your $30 million man, your $100 million man, whatever you want to call it. Came back after over the past 2.5 seasons, only pitching 9 games for the Red Sox after they gave him this 5-year, $140 million contract. This was his first start. I think I heard Maz say this. This was his first start that Chris Sale was truly healthy, like 100% what we would consider healthy in 4 seasons. And that's probably true if you think about it. End of 2017, he was banged up. End of 2018, when they won the World Series, he had missed time and came back for some hollow innings in the playoffs. Obviously missed 2020, 2021, and then he had this rib injury. So first time back, 5 innings, 5 Ks, 3 hits, 1 walk, 78 pitches. His stuff looked good. He topped out at 97. I'll give you some more numbers here, Rain Man, to see if that table rises. 32 fastballs, 28 sliders, 15 changeups, 3 sinkers. Rays swung at 28 times and missed, 25 called strikes. The greater point here, felt like he had his shit going, felt like he had his stuff, felt like he was on, felt like he had command. And, we know the competitor that he is. So I think he wanted to be there and wanted to show up. And to the best of ability, what starting pitchers can do in this day and age, I think, like you said in the opening take, that's the best you could ask for him. Before you go, Bill, Ray, any takes on Chris Sale?
I liked what he had. I like how he came back and looked strong, but I know that we have a weak bullpen, and I wouldn't be surprised that if Bill's been saying it all along, that you throw him in there. I mean, we have a weak bullpen. You're only going to get him limited innings. Why don't you just throw him in there? That helps out your bullpen, and because you got Evaldi coming back, and you got Whitlock coming back, so why not? Hey.
Yeah, I should have went to you, Bill. Whitlock's going to the bullpen. Chris Sale will
Friday.
be your starter. He'll be your number 1 starter. I had originally thought that it would be a good idea to put Chris Sale in the bullpen, depending on what you did with Whitlock. It seemed like they were trying to stretch Whitlock out to get into a starting level. I mean, tangent. What the fuck was that all about? Why did you screw with Whitlock? Like,
I think even Cora has mentioned it before. Like, he had a role. He's going to be in this role for a while. And then it all started with Tanner Houck. Tanner Houck's not vaccinated. You went up to Toronto, that series. He got the start in Toronto with Garrett Whitlock because Tanner Houck wasn't there, and you flip-flopped them, and you immediately put Tanner Houck in the bullpen. Now, I don't understand why you did that.
Great point, Bill. Actually, I didn't even think about that. That timing, it adds up. So a further example of fuck Tanner Houck. Just get the goddamn fucking bump. I also saw a headline today. JT Realmuto is another guy that's holding off. His quote was, Canada
can't tell me what to do.
Tell me what to put in my body.
You want to hear something more?
Talk about a fucking hardo. Jesus Christ, man. And you're not even that good anymore, JT. Like, fuck you, dude. Canada can't tell me what to put in my body.
I don't hate his
hustle. Fucks.
I don't hate his hustle. Kansas City Royals are in Toronto this week, have currently 10 guys, including their top 2 pitchers and then 2 of their top four hitters currently unvaccinated and will not be allowed to travel to Canada. So, but let's circle back to a little Chris Sale here. As much as I'd like to see him in the bullpen, his role is starting pitching on this team. And again, I think I mentioned in the text exchange today, he's coming back off an injury that's not arm related, right? So that's the biggest thing to me, seeing Chris Sale pitch.
Sorry, Bill, to interrupt you, but clarify that a little bit, because he technically is coming back off Tommy John. If you look at statistically, these guys are much better the second year of Tommy John.
Well, no, what
right?
I'm saying, yeah.
But I think that's what we were all looking forward to. But his original injury to start the season was a rib. He sneezed or something. No one's given us a reason why he had a hurt rib to miss this entire
rage. That's what happened.
April, May, June.
No, but like what I mean when
I understand what you're saying. So it's not a wearing injury that he's been out for the last 3 months or whatever.
This isn't year 1 of Tommy John, right? So this is your second year of Tommy John. He's not coming back from an arm injury, right? The rib injury is what he's coming back for. So traditionally, year 2 is when you're back to normal, right? So you got to you're throwing away about a year and a half plus whatever. So basically you're throwing away 2 years when you have Tommy John with the rehab and then what you are as a pitcher when you come back. Normally you come back a lot stronger than you did before. You know, Chris Carpenter won a Cy Young after having Tommy John surgery. And I'm not saying that they're probably roughly the kind of the same type of pitcher, you know, comparable where they are. But I mean,
pounds.
Yeah, I mean, Chris
Carpenter, ex Raymond, New Hampshire, by the way.
Raymond, New Hampshire, 2-2. Yeah, I love that guy. Anyways, but no,
My dad kicked him out of the gym. So fuck you.
That was the most positive thing you could have. You need him. He's most important in the rotation. You're up going to pay him $30 million to pitch 1 inning. He's more important in this rotation for a team that needs to give the Michael Walkers of the Rich Hills, the Connor Siebold's, the Josh Winkowski's. Those guys need to go out. Josh Winkowski should be a perfect example if you're going to move a starting pitcher into the bullpen. I think he's a guy that you're going to move in there, especially especially you got James Paxton coming back. I mean, you have bullpen reinforcements, but Chris Sale is the most important guy in the rotation, and that was a positive sign of what we saw last night. Again, 5 innings. He was under 80 pitches. I think his pitch count was a roughly 80 to 85.
78. Yeah.
So he was right around his pitch count. I thought he had 5 decent innings. I thought the 5th inning, you kind of looked what you had in Chris Sale. He looked like vintage Chris Sale. I think the movement in his slider, the movement on his fastball, everything is there. He passed the eye test. Again, it's only one start. We'll see what he does against the Yankees. Last year, he came up against Tampa and Baltimore. His first 2 starts, they deliberately avoided the Yankee series, I believe, twice. They slotted him, so he pitched Texas, Baltimore, and this season right now, they're start 2, you're against the Yankees. So I mean, that's
they got nobody else.
Yeah, no, and
a lot of righties in that a lot of big righties in that Yankee lineup, and
you need them. You need Chris.
$30 million a year, though. You got to go into Yankee Stadium and commit. But I agree with you. I'm off the Chris Sale needs to be in your start, because you have to start. Look, you're going to make the playoffs by default. Okay, you got an extra wild card in this year.
You may not.
The Blue Jays just fired their fucking manager. Never discount the loserism of the Toronto Blue Jays. You're going to make the playoffs, Bill. You're just going to make the playoffs. There's too much talent on your team, and the rest of the league's too shitty. So you got to start thinking about what did that look like. So if Chris Sale's your number 1, you got Eovaldi back. Pivetta can round back into form. We know that he goes through these slumps, and that's what we're seeing from him. But he should come back to a number 3, number 4 starter. That's where he is. And now you take your choice of Waka, Rich Hill, Winkowski, Sebald, whoever you want to throw in that 3, 4, 5 spot. Paxton, if he can come back. I mean, I like him as a hard thrower to come back into the bullpen, actually, but we'll see what they do. But Tommy Chris Sale firmly needs to be your number 1 starter. That was the idea to start this season. Year 2 after Tommy John, everyone expected him to come back. Not a ramp up period. He was expected to come back to start this season.
He was supposed to be your number 1 starter. He was going to start opening day if he was healthy, and that little sneezing incident caused him to break a rib. He topped out at 97. I think that's the biggest. That's the biggest.
97's good.
His arm is healthy, right? That's the biggest thing. And I think that's my biggest takeaway of last night.
And he's only got half a season to pitch.
Right. And I said at our last show, I need 2017, 2018 first half Chris Sale, right? That's what we need. He traditionally flames out in the second half of the season. Now it's the second half of the season. We didn't pitch the first half. This is what we need Chris Sale for. If he can get in that little run and get his 15 starts of what you would get in a normal half, 16 starts, and it takes us into the playoffs, then you're looking at Eovaldi as a number 2 starter, which I have always thought he's a 2 or 3 starter, not a number 1 starter. And
Absolutely.
Then even Pivetta at the 3, so like you're slotting your starters now. Pivetta's look good. So I mean, most important thing when you go into a series, you cannot go into a series. Since World War II, they've never started more than 3 rookie starters in a row. They did it this weekend, and with Sebald and all those Winkowski and Cutter Crawford, and I forget the other guy, Brian Bayo. They started 4 straight starters. It was the first time since 1992. Since World War II, you cannot go into a playoff series expecting 4.
No, and they won't. They've all just coming back. Pivetta will be there, and now Chris Sale's. I want him to take. I want him to take the regulator off Chris Sale. Fuck your 78 pitchers. The dude hasn't pitched in 2 years. Let him go 7, 8, 9 innings. Let him touch that 100 against the Yankees. Give your team a boost. You need it. I'd like to see him unleash Chris Sale with only a half a season to go, really get him warmed up because the playoffs are coming. So that's our thought on Chris Sale. But speaking of Brian Bayo, he stinks. He's not ready. He should have been here.
I thought
his last start, 4 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks.
He can't throw strikes.
He ain't no little Pedro, that's for sure. I mean, kid's light's too bright for him already. Send him back down, bring him up next year, see what happens.
That's obvious. Bill, let me ask you this though. So he was recently vaulted up in
Baseball America's top 100.
Yeah,
prospects.
Who was that? Keith Law. Keith Law, thank you. 24 in Keith Law's prospects. He is vaulted up obviously into the top 4 or 5 in the Red Sox top prospects.
Number 1.
Is he number 1? Did he pass Mayer?
Yeah, Mayer, I don't think it's number 1 yet, is he?
Mayer was 1 for a while. Either way, what does that say about Heim Bloom's heralded top farm system that he's been creating? Your number 1 pitching prospect, who you didn't pick, by the way, is a Dombrowski guy, stinks.
I wouldn't say. Who?
He's Bayo is number 3.
Who's
Bayo's
number 1?
in the
Mayer?
Sox
Mayer?
system.
Mayer's number 1 and Cassis is number 2.
Okay.
So what does that say? So we're expecting to see Cassis this year, at least in September call-ups. What does that say? You know, I know it would be an overreaction for me to say, wow, the Red Sox farm system is overrated because this guy couldn't hack it in 2 MLB starts. I get that. But at the same time,
it's 23.
It's our first introduction into Heim Bloom's farm system, really. It's our first introduction. And honestly, he's still not even his guy. He developed him over the last 3 years, but I don't know. Heim Bloom's supposed to be the wizard. Heim Bloom's supposed to be the farm league, farm system, minor league wizard. And Brian Bayo is supposed to be little Pedro, and he comes up and he can't hit the fucking zone. Can't even hit the zone.
Well, you can see
his changeup supposed to be his number 1 pitch, and he first batter of the game, 0-2, hits him with it. So I don't know. I don't know. Arrow pointing down, give you a rough sign, or is it just this kid, a little young, a little raw, needs a little bit more seasoning?
Overhyped. I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, I think the overhypeness is there. I mean, you put a lot of pressure on him right to start. It's 2 starts. I'm not really worried honestly, because he's got the stuff. The stuff is there, and I think that's the most important thing. That is changeup. If he can learn to throw that for a strike, the way it falls off the zone to left-handed hitters on the outside of the plate is disgusting, right? You saw it again, 0-2, first batter of the game on Diaz. You hit him in the elbow, right? So I mean that's the biggest thing. He's as a right-handed batter. If he learns to throw those pitches for strikes, this kid's got the stuff. He's going to hit 97, 98. He's got a nasty changeup if he can throw it for strikes. The biggest fault on Bayo right now is that's all he's got. He's got 2 pitches. He needs to develop a third pitch which is what you see in the slider, but he can't throw that for strikes. Yeah. So that he needs more seasoning. I think the eye test is there because you've seen like the stuff is there, right? So you just got to season him a little bit more. There's a lot of hype surrounding him. I think the whole hoopla of this kid coming up, and a lot of people bought in. You know, I was excited to see him.
I bought in. I was
excited. I was excited to see him, but I mean, let's go. John Lester in 04 struggled. He struggled mightily in his first call up. Clay Buchholz struggled a little bit. I mean, all these young guys are really. Jonathan Papelbon came up as a starter, struggled. They moved his ass to the bullpen. Okay, so I mean,
Buchholz threw a no hitter in his second start,
but
then he struggled the rest of his career.
But
either way, like I think I go back to Lester. Lester's the guy that like I'm trying.
No, I hear you. And look, you just have to go back to he had 2 straight games, 10 strikeouts in Worcester. He had 13 hitless innings in Portland. Obviously, stuff is there on those levels. You have to refine it, and that's a big jump from even AAA to the bigs. That's a big jump. And what is he, 23, 24?
He's 23 years old.
So 23, you're kind of up against it. You want to be in that 23 to 25 range when you hit the bigs, right? So if not earlier. So yeah, he's a little bit late developing, if we're going to be honest about it. But yeah, you should still have positivity that he can get there. The rest of this team, Bill, Raymond, I don't know what to tell you about. Like, here's some key points I brought up. So we're talking about pitching. We have Chris Sale and we have Eovaldi coming back to pitch against the Yankees. That's good news. No word on Walker yet, right?
He's not on the DL, so I mean,
I thought he did hit the IL.
I didn't see it. They just pushed the starts back. I'll double check for you.
I thought he did. Well, I'll double check that for me.
I'll double check it right now.
Other than that, though, you look at Cross. So in Bayo's start, at one point in time, on the defense behind him, you had
DL 15-day.
He's on the 15-day.
Well, when was he activated?
It was like 3 or 4 days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah, he's on the DL.
Okay, so whatever. Expect him back for the playoffs. If you have Sale, Eovaldi, and Pivetta pitching, you can wait for Walker.
July 5th. So he can be back. I mean,
Yeah, so he can be back for.
I don't get. Hold
the
on,
stretch run.
real quick, and I need to bitch about this. Major League Baseball reinstituted the 15-day DL, but you still have the fucking 10-day DL. What the fuck are you doing? Get rid of one. I'm so tired of this. You got guys going on the 10-day DL. You got guys going on the 15 DL. What the fuck is the difference? I don't understand it. Give them all 15-day DL and just say that's it. Now you got a 10-day and you got a 15-day. I don't know what the fuck the difference is. Major League Baseball.
I think it was COVID, wasn't it? I think they instituted the 10-day for COVID.
They changed it before COVID.
Really?
They changed it 2019.
And just to be clear, you're saying disabled because the DL because
you're
not recognizing what does IL even stand for?
Injured list.
Injured list, yeah.
No, you're disabled list. It will never change. Heinz Field is changing names. It will always be Heinz Field to me.
It's period. Like the Staples Center.
Staples Center. Fuck, you beat me to it.
Franchy Cordero, first base. Brian Dahlbach, third base. Christian Arroyo, left field. Does that sound like what's 3/9 if you divide it by what does that boil down to 1/3? What does that sound like a third of a starting defense for a championship club?
Nope.
No, it's terrible.
Ray, were you excited about my math up front there?
I was kind of laughing in my head that you didn't know that a third of never mind, go on. Bill would have had that already. Like
you can't even read and write. Shut up, Ray.
He's a plumber. He's in the trades. Like numbers you deal with a lot.
They don't even
fractions and shit. He deals with like tape measures.
I measure my dick in the.
I bet you can't do the math though. I bet
that's 3/9 of an inch.
I bet you can't take the fractions and divide them and come up with the answer.
Tape measure. What?
Can you take the fractions and do the math on paper?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Ooh, another challenge. This is another challenge.
Right after the geography B, I'll do that for you.
Geography B and then math B for right. And then you can try to hit a baseball again.
5/8 divided by 7/16. Go, Ray.
Your small dick.
Ooh.
I need the paper.
Bill, does that sound like a starting defense for a championship team to you? Or
no? Have you seen Christian Arroyo's video going around that he conveniently went on the DL after?
No, I didn't see that. What is that?
You didn't see Friday night's play?
Oh,
I saw Friday night's play. I don't. What's the video?
No,
the highlight. Saying, you mean
the highlight of it his play where he had enough time to scream at his whole team that he can't see the ball, and it still fell behind him about 100 yards. Like it was almost an inside the park home run to literally the worst guy in the lineup. And Joey Gallo was hitting 164. He got a triple, got thrown out at home. Like, come on. It's just pathetic. Like, it was a clear skies. Like, how do you lose that ball? Like, I just don't understand it. You have terrible defense. Dahlbach, by the way, was brought up as a third baseman. That's his natural position. That's
his natural position.
Cool.
Yeah, and I don't trust him to play there at all. You gotta get Devers healthy. You know, he's got back injuries. He missed the last 2 games.
It's not about Devers not being healthy, Bill. It's about your depth. Like you're relying on.
Terrible. Rob Snyder's and the Kiki Hernandez who just got shut down. You brought up Jared Duran. After Jared Duran,
dude, that play by Jared Duran. What was that play a couple nights ago where he misjudged that ball?
Yeah,
that guy's a fucking hack out there.
You know, he was 0 for 10 against the Yankees with 7 strikeouts. Yeah, great.
You're a pumpkin. You're a walking pumpkin, Red Sox. Look at your talent. You're a walking pumpkin. It's about to explode at any point in time. And John Henry has come out and said that they're on the right track. This is what they're looking to do. You're still building. This is a building team.
Yeah, he's going to the safe and he's looking at all that money that he's saving for not paying anyone. He'd be like, yes.
Well, they just played Malkin over there in Pittsburgh. And
they did pay him?
Rakin.
Rakin's the deal that pissed me off more. Malkin was actually, I think he came in under. So
they were plus 10 million for the both of them, right? They were close to 12.
But Reichel was one of the guys I wanted out of Anaheim for the Bruins. Thank God.
I'm just saying, John Henry's spending money elsewhere. Right now. John Henry's spending money in Pittsburgh. So what do you want him to? What do you want him to do in Boston?
And Liverpool.
What do you want him to do? He also came out and said
Patrietti going to the fucking Kings,
he spends a shit ton of money on his baseball team and his nerds up there in the analytics department and on the guys taping knees in the health department. So what do you want him to do? Sign another good player for the Red Sox? Get out of here. There's too much money going elsewhere. Too much money going elsewhere.
Don't disagree.
I don't know. That's a lot of Red Sox talk. Do you have anything on Jeter Downs? Jeter Downs came up. He is Verdugo, Jeter Downs, Connor Wong is who you got for Mookie Betts. Verdugo.
They're all up. They're all up right now.
They're all up, and they're all well, what do you think? So Jeter Downs has played 4 games, sitting 375. He had 2 big hits against the Yankees. We know Verdugo is he's an everyday ball player. He's your 6-7 hitter. You're fine. Connor Wong is nothing. Do you think Jeter Downs has a place in the bigs?
Absolutely
just on
not.
A short stint?
Absolutely not. Where are you going to play him? You just spent big money on Trevor Story. You got Marcel Mayer waiting in the wings. You still got Bogarts on this team.
Well, you need pitching. He's a trade bait. Do you think he's a big league player?
No, I do not. I don't think he's a big league player. I think if he was a big, one of the biggest holes in the field has been second base for, I don't know, 2019. Right. So, I mean, you went out and traded your best player, your best homegrown player that you've had in God knows how long. Right. And then Jeter Downs was the focal point besides Verdugo. Like, Jeter Downs was the top prospect you got in that trade. At this point in 2022, he should be making meaningful impacts on a team. If he had made the strides and been an everyday ball player, you're not going out and spending 140 million or 160 million. I forget the Trevor Story deal. You're not going out and spending that money on Trevor Story. You're not doing it. You're not doing it. That guy is supposed to be. And now we got Blaze Jordan or Nick York at second base too.
You got like 40 fucking middle infielders coming up.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. You got a lot of depth there, and you got big league guys already on the lineup. So is he a guy you can be trade bait for?
I hope so, but you got to
showcase over the.
You got to look at a team like Pittsburgh or Miami. You got to look at those teams, right? So you're an everyday ball player on the Kansas Cities and the Tampa Bays and teams like that, but no good big league team is going to give you a decent to good pitcher for Jeter Downs, right? So I think about Michael Chavis. Michael Chavis was the next guy that was coming out, first round pick, came on the scene, had a bunch of home runs early, and then people figured him out and started striking him out. Like, that's what I think Jeter Downs is. He's going to go to a team like a Pittsburgh Pirates, where Michael Chavis is hitting 265, 270 there right now, playing, mostly platooning, but I mean, he's getting meaningful at bats. I think that's the type of team that Jeter Downs has to go to be an everyday player, because everyday player on the Red Sox, just shows you another reason you whiff the Mookie Betts trade, but that's neither here or there.
Well,
or there.
All right, that was a lot.
That's what I just said.
A lot of baseball talk, Raymond. We're going to get into some more interesting things for you, but before that, please, let's get into headlines with the obvious one.
Thank you there, Richard. Chris Sale made his debut on Tuesday night, pitching 5 innings with 5 strikeouts, allowing no runs. That lanky motherfucker is back. In all seriousness, I'm concerned for his health. He is so skinny. I've never been that skinny in my life. As an infant, I was 140 pounds, and I ate American chop suey on the reg. I now rely on the fupa, warmth, and comfort. I could literally eat cereal out of Chris Sale's concaved ass. I'm just saying. In Bruins news, they announced Jim Montgomery as new head coach this week. He's boring, other than getting fired for getting trashed and pooping in a plant at the owner's house, allegedly. The NHL has exploded with a free agent frenzy, and the Bruins' big splash was trading Eric Holla to the Devils for Pavel Zacha, a 25-year-old center, former number 6 overall pick. Zacha is a career minus 66, so that's pretty good. And former number 1 draft pick N'Keal Harry was traded to the Chicago Bears for a 7th-round draft pick in 2024. N'Keal Harry now officially holds the title for worst draft pick in the Bill Belichick era. Congratulations. This has been Headlines with the obvious one. Back to you, Richard.
Not a lot of zip on that one. I think your delivery was pretty poor, but you read all the words really well.
Thank you. I'll work on the delivery next time.
It's okay. No, just
It's because he sounded them out in his head every time right before he said a word.
yeah. Ebonics don't generally work with comedy.
That's racist.
Sorry. Speaking of racist, let's talk about hockey. The NHL free agency frenzy is fast underway as and over probably the way things happen today, Wednesday, as we record.
The Bruins are done right now.
Bruins are done. They made a move. As Dr. Big Mac there just mentioned in the headlines, Eric Haula was traded. His 1-year deal left at 2.375 for Pavel Zacha, who's a restricted free agent, who I don't think is signed. We can get into that. Let me give you a player profile here on Pavel Zacha. He's a centerman, also plays left wing. He's a Czech from the Czech Republic, a Krejci native. Thanks, Bill.
That's what I think of the Bruins.
Left shot. Well, we have a Red Wings fan here today, so this is a little bit off topic, but
they're looking real good. They had 3 real good signings today. Oh,
Pavel Zacha for the Bruins fans was 6th overall in the 2015 draft. Bill, have you forgotten about the 2015 draft of the Bruins now that you're not a fan?
Yeah. I mean, great draft for the Bruins. I mean,
yeah, not bad as you are a Red Wings fan. Zacha is 6'3", 210 pounds. Again, 25 years old. Here's his career stats: 110 points in 386 games. He is a career minus 66. In 2021, he played 70 games with 15 goals, 21 points. Was a minus 21. Ray, can we make sense of this deal? So Eric Haula was pretty good on that second line. They had something going with Taylor Hall and David Pastrnak. Those guys are all expected back. We are in a holding pattern with Don Sweeney and Cam Neely trying to hold on to their jobs. They're trying to bring Krejci back. They're trying to bring Bergeron back.
That's happening.
I said this as soon as this deal went off. I texted you, is this a salary dump from the Bruins? Because the Zacha kid's a restricted free agent. Someone's going to make him an offer. I don't think he has one yet. Are they just clearing space for Krejci? Is this a kid that they want to help build around? Like, make sense of this deal for me, Ray. What as the rest of the league goes crazy, signing and trading the Bruins, where they need as much cap space as possible, essentially took Haula, traded him at 2.375, and took Zacha back, and his tenure should be around $3 million, if not more. So they didn't save money if they want to keep him. What's the deal here?
They started off free agency with $2.5 million. They still need to bring back Bergeron, who is not signed, and they need to bring back Krejci, who is in negotiations for both 1-year deals. They don't have the money to do that. So getting rid of Haula for a 1-year deal for Zacha, who's probably not going to sign here and is going to get signed somewhere else. So they might get a draft pick out of the whole situation. So that's what that's for. But I don't think their trading's done. They're going to have to clear more guys off the books, more shitbags that Don Sweeney has drafted over the years, and free agents that he got that are terrible and wasting away in salary cap. Because in order to get your prized possession Bergeron back, you got to get rid of some more assets on this team.
And in that same vein, there are rumors now coming out that the Bruins are interested in bringing one Torrey Krug back. Torrey Krug at $6.5 million AAV. They want to dump the bullshit salaries of, I don't know, Foligno.
It'd have to be Frederick,
Novak.
Frederick don't make shit.
There's a couple guys. No, the guys that they signed last year, the middle 6 guys they signed there at $3 million a piece. Grzelcyk's at 4 something. So
if you can move Grzelcyk to get Torrey Krug, okay. But as far as Eric Haula being a salary dump, no, because Pavel's going to make more money. Regardless,
they're not going to sign Pavel.
They're not going to sign him. That's the whole thing.
They're not going to keep him.
Okay, then if you don't keep him, it's a salary dump, and it's still for what? To bring a 37-year-old David
Krejci back. I'm not saying I'm okay with it. I'm trying to make sense. I'm trying to make sense of it, Bill. I'm trying to make sense of it. So, would you rather have the underachieving 6th overall pick, who's 25 years old, 6'3", 210, lefty centerman, or what kind of draft pick do you get if someone signs that away from you? What do you get, a 3rd round or something?
Third or 4th.
I think it's a 3rd rounder.
Which guy would you rather have? And Adam, would you rather have the pick and David Krejci or Zacha?
Zaka, and I'm going to tell you a reason why, because I want the Bruins completely and utterly blow it up. And I think you're looking at talent alone as a number 6 overall pick. I mean, you got to try to hopefully bank. I'd rather pay him $3 million than the likes of Nick Foligno and Thomas Nozick. You lost Curtis Lazar for pretty cheap money, right? I mean, he signed for $1.5 million, I believe, over
I think it was
3
$1 million
years.
AAV
Over 3, I think, or something like that.
3.
Which, I mean, it's
The
terrible.
Canucks.
It's poor management. I mean, but you need to blow it up. You need to start over. Hala didn't have.
I don't mean to interrupt you because we've been saying blowing up for a while, but they're not going to blow it up. So what is their plan? Like, what is their plan?
I think the plan is to clear calorie. I think the plan is to clear salary space. But
how do you do that? So you have
so if they renounce his rights, which may happen, then that's how you do it. You can renounce his rights and have no good see ya. That's it.
Okay, well, that's a couple million. That's whatever it is. Like, yeah, you have Nozak, you have Foligno, whatever that is, 5-6 million combined. You've got in the goalie position. Sorry, why can't I come up with the name?
Keep going, anyways. Olmark,
thank you. I was trying to think of Skidmark, and Olmark didn't come up. That's why. Olmark's making $5 million. So now that now you're talking 11. That's enough.
Can I
to bring
speak on that real quick?
Bergeron and Krejci. Go ahead.
A Stanley Cup winning goalie this year just signed for 5 years and $26.25 million. Would you rather have Darcy Kempfer, who just won a Stanley Cup with the fucking Colorado Avalanche?
Yes.
Would you rather have prematurely spent $5 million on Olmark, who sucks and didn't even start in the playoffs when he start game 1 or game 2 or whatever, and you went completely to your rookie? An utter mismanagement of funds on this team.
It's a mismanagement of all around, Bill.
Yeah,
is there a better
example? Yelling.
Is there a better example in sports of someone in their job that doesn't belong in their job? I'm sure we could come up with some because the Bruins have been.
Who's that guy? Bernard King from the New Jersey Nets at the time, or whatever his fucking name was.
Sure, yeah, but these guys have been in power for a decade plus. Cassidy and Sweeney. If you count Chiarelli,
Neely's been the
but
guy.
Sweeney was under Chiarelli. They just
Sweeney
kept
was
that
over him. That's the problem. Sweeney's the one that's pulling not Sweeney, but fucking Neely's the one pulling the strings.
I get that. No, well, this is my point. We look at these moves and we ask the questions: what are they doing? What's their plan? They want to bring Krejci back. They want to bring Bergeron back. They want to bring Torrey Krug back. Is now the rumor.
I'm not paying $28 million.
Like what? They're just fucking
defense.
hanging on with strings. There's no.
Well, they're saying that he's friends with Pasternak.
Forward thinking.
Dude,
okay.
Yeah,
so we haven't
friend.
talked about this on the program yet. David Pasternak is now rumored to sign a contract for $80 to $100 million. The max amount of years that he can sign with the Bruins would be 8 years. So you're looking at an AAV of from 10 to whatever. What's that math? 12.5.
I think the
8 years, $100 million.
It's capped. I think you can't go over like 10.5 because Connor
McDavid makes 12.5.
I thought there was certain like
it's
the
Edmonton guys make 12.5.
I gotta look because Tays and Kane only are at 10. I don't know.
There's years ago.
I know, but there's they cap it at a certain amount of money because Ovechkin signed for like 13 or 14, but you remember they had to go back on the table because he signed for more.
Yeah, but his deal was 100 plus. Ovechkin's deal was 100 plus. Either way, let me give you a short answer to this. I'm not signing David Pasternak to $100 million contract.
Yeah,
Connor McDavid
12 at 8 for 100. You're right. So I think that's
Connor McDavid's salary is $16 million a year.
No,
it's 8 for 100.
Connor McDavid's not $60 million a year. It's like 12 something.
12.5.
Let's focus on David Pasternak. David Pasternak. Let me give you the reasons why I'm not doing that deal. Number one, he's never played on a line without, well, I guess never as strongly, but his production mostly has come from a line with Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand, now considered one of the best two-way players in the game. Patrice Bergeron always has been considered one of the best two-way players in the game. He clearly has benefited from those guys. Even when sent down, he was playing with Taylor Hall, an ex-MVP, or David Krejci, who is one of the best centers in the game when he was playing. So I don't think his production is as valuable if you don't have the strong pieces around him. Number one. Number two, the rest of his game kind of fucking sucks. He can score, but what else does he do? Number three, where has he been in the biggest moments? That's been my strongest point for a number of years. I get he's only 24, 25, 26. How old is he? 26 now?
Yeah, 25, I think. Yeah, right around there.
And the last point, the Bruins are not in the position to pay this guy to go win a championship in the next 3-4 years. They need to be moving backwards. They are in the point where they need to be trading this guy in a Jack Eichel move, where you have either two really good young prospects that are about to come up, or draft picks, or whatever that looks like. You're looking for 4 assets from David Pastrnak, and you need to make the move as soon as possible.
The only way I'm gonna counter you. I don't disagree, but I'm going to counter your point in the fact of the Eichel return. Eichel's signed for term. The problem with moving David Pastrnak to the highest bidder now is the fact that he's an unrestricted free agent after this year.
I'll give you that.
So
I'm
that's
assuming that he's going to sign.
That's the only reason I'm going to disagree with you is because of you're not going to get the return that you got for Eichel, because Eichel signed long term. He has $10 million a year contract for the next 5 to 6 years, I think, because he just signed. The problem is right now the Bruins aren't going to sign David Pastrnak to some ridiculous contract and then trade him away to the highest bidder, because they're going to let him at least control where he's going to go. So the problem right now is if you sign him, you're going to give him that control of choosing where you're going to go. Taylor Hall is a perfect example. Left the Buffalo for what? Him and Curtis Lazar for a second-round pick?
No, but I'll give you a better example. I'll counter your counter.
Okay.
Hampus
I like this countering.
Hampus Lindholm just came to the Bruins only on the premises that he signed an 8-year deal with them. So you can do that.
But he wanted to come here. So yeah. So to your point. But if I'm the Bruins, David Pastrnak has zero leverage with the Bruins right now because they have that. Okay,
sure. Cool. Unless you want to play ball with him and send him to a spot and get the best return. If the Kraken, if Seattle puts a fucking package out there that's 3 first-round picks and then
see you.
You know.
But the problem is
you're not sending him to a contender if there's picks involved. Then they're going to be late first round. No. The Bruins have the entire control. They have the entire leverage. They have it all the way until next season, Bill. Even as a guy that doesn't have a year left, you still have leverage in that. In the same
you could trade his rights, true, right? Too. So you can trade. I mean,
but that being said, I'm fucking trading the guy. I'm trading the player. David Pastrnak is not Connor McDavid. He is not Draisaitl. He is not Ovechkin. He is not
Sidney Crosby,
McKinnon. He is not. He's not the guys at the top of this list on that money. He's not that guy. I'm sorry.
I don't disagree.
He doesn't do enough for the rest in the rest of his game. He scores a lot of goals because he plays with Patrice Bergeron and fucking Marchand. Come on. You don't get $100 million.
I don't disagree. 100%. I think earlier today, who asked the question, Ray or you? 7 to 8.5 is my max with him. If you can get him on a hometown discount, this is the only time I'm going to give Don Sweeney credit, is he somehow gets his guys to sign team-friendly deals. Taylor Hall last year could have got way more money than the 5'9" or 5'5" he's getting. He's under Brad Marchand at 6'3" as a left wing. Sweeney does a good job of convincing his guys to sign for less.
Brad Marchand is the best contract in the league.
I don't disagree with that. I think 100%. If his head's on straight.
But I'm not even going to give Sweeney full.
No, Peter Chiarelli. If I'm pretty.
I'm going to give it to Bergeron.
Yeah, Bergeron. You got pulled. But the thing is, that's why if you're a Bruins fan, the most important thing you're doing this offseason is bringing Patrice back because of that. David Pastrnak grew up in the NHL with Patrice Bergeron and Zdeno Chara mentoring him, right? You had some pretty strong leadership there, and it's probably the leadership is what convincing guys to sign for less.
And
right?
Krug, right? Isn't there thoughts that they want to bring Krug back so they can try and sign Pasternak for less?
Yeah, because it's his buddy or
Yeah,
something.
it was his
so they're
best
hoping
friend. It was his best friend.
So they're
yeah.
hoping that would be a advantage to getting him to sign.
Well, like I said,
Fucking
I am capping
stupid.
it.
What
I
a
am capping
stupid
it.
way to run a team.
Charlie
Are there
McAvoy
still
needs to
openings
be
for
the-
Red Wing fans, Bill?
Yeah, you want to join? Come
Thinking
on
about
over.
it.
Come on over. They got good management. They got a general manager that built a 2-time Stanley Cup winner down in Tampa Bay. They were going on the third. He built that goddamn team, and now he's going to do it for the fucking Red Wings. You need strong leadership up the top. Former players are hit or miss. Cam Neely, as a former player, is not doing enough to bring the Bruins what they did.
Riding the coattails of 2011, and they're letting him. Okay, running late on this, so let me just give you some names that went in the NHL frenzy, and I'm sure I missed a couple because this email went out around noon. So I missed who went to
Johnny
Capitals.
Hockey went to the Columbus. Darcy
Okay.
Kempfer this morning went to the Capitals from Colorado. That's a big get. Colorado. The Capitals revamped their whole. They traded Varlamov, and Samsonov just signed with he just signed for cheap deal. Toronto. He went to Toronto.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so let me give you the other big ones. The Lightning re-up their big guys. Sergachev,
$5.5 million, right?
Cirelli and Cernak all signed 8-year extensions in order. Sergachev 8.5 AAV, Cirelli 6.25, and Cernak 5.2. So Lightning are keeping their guys together. So another reason why the Bruins should blow it up.
Well, yeah, they're going to lose Stamkos soon. He's going to retire. But, I mean, you're looking at Kucherov.
Yeah, you still got Point. You still got
Victor Hedman, and Braden Point's
Hedman's there.
Probably the most underrated player in hockey.
He's the best player on that team.
Because
offensively, at least.
He stays healthy. Kucherov's the best player, but he doesn't stay healthy. Yeah, Braden Point's disgusting.
Oh, fucking good. Okay, Sharks traded Brent Burns to the Hurricanes. That was one thing that was ruined for a while. Do you think that makes the Hurricanes over the edge? I don't.
No, they just got
Hurricanes, but
not him, but they just got another guy. Let me look it up real quick. It's big.
Red Wings. Your Red Wings got Andrew Kopp from the Rangers. 5 years, 5.625 AAV. I love Andrew Kopp, man. I've liked this guy for a while. I wanted the Bruins to make a move on him at the deadline, and they didn't. Your Red Wings got him. The Senators got Claude Giroux at 6.5 for 3 years. Canucks signed. How do you pronounce this guy?
Ilya Mikavia.
Thank you, Dr. Big Mac.
You're welcome.
4.75. Rangers got Trocheck, who there has been talks.
He was linked to the Red Wings, and I was really liking that getting Trocheck.
Well, this is a New England show, Bill. I don't know if you're aware. He was also linked to the Bruins a little bit. 7-year deal. That's the max deal you can get as a free agent going to a new team. So 7 at 5.625. He's older though, right? Trocheck, what is he? He's got to be around 30.
He's older than that. I think I'm looking at right now.
7 years on that guy. So, Rangers replaced Kopp with Trocheck. I don't know if I like that move for the Rangers. We'll see. Oilers got Jack Campbell on a 5-year, $5 million AAV. Blues signed Nick Leddy to shore up their top 4 defense. Oilers re-signed Evander Kane.
He's only 29.
Is he 29? Well, 7 years.
Oh, Carolina got Patriotic Max.
Did
Patriotic. They? That was the other big one. So they traded.
How old is he? He's got to be mid-30s, mid to late 30s. Huh?
So they lost Trocheck and they got fucking Patriotic. That's a huge deal. Huge deal for them.
That's a loss in my mind.
It's a loss, but
33 years old.
Patriotti's only 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, let me finish this list. Evander Kane goes back to the Oilers, who are one of the most disappointing teams in the NHL.
5.5 AAV for him. Dude,
for who?
Kane.
Kane.
I thought it was 5.1.
It's over 5. So either way, 5-5-5-1. Who gives 400 grand?
Yeah.
But either way, that's
a number for a guy that's famously
gambling
been in the
against
news for
his
pissing
team,
away his life.
beating up his wife.
And then the
filed for
Penguins, let me
bankruptcy,
just get this through so we can go through.
degenerate
Malkin goes back to the Penguins. They also got Rakinen, however you pronounce that. And the Canucks signed away Curtis Lazar from the Bruins, who I liked on that fourth line. I thought he was a really good player for them at $1 million bucks.
$1 million, right around $1 million.
I don't really like to see him go for that money, but that's what happened. Okay, we're gonna do a quick break. We'll be back with some Patriots talk. Okay.
Thank God.
The worst pick in Bill Belichick history is officially out the door. Raymond N'Keal Harry, former first-round pick. Bill, when did he go?
29.
He was late.
He
was
30, I thought.
Was it? Okay, we can get that answer for you. But either way, he was traded to the Chicago Bears,
32.
who have one of the worst passing games
32.
the history of passing games in the NFL. The Bears probably fall at the bottom.
Absolutely, their best quarterback's Jim McMahon.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry, a perfect spot for him. Go to Chicago. 2024 7th round pick. Ray, your initial thoughts on the deal, and then I'll give you some statistics to roll with. Go ahead.
Finally, this has actually happened. I mean, this has been in the talks for a few years now. He's been the biggest bust in Patriots history, and it's about time we got rid of him. I don't care if it was a bag of balls. It was time to trade this piece of shit out of here in New England.
Strong words. Here's his career stats. In 33 games, he collected 57 receptions, 598 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Here's the guys that came after him. I'll give you some of the stats after, but let me just give you some names. Deebo Samuel, who's I think my favorite player in the NFL right now. Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Came after N'Keal Harry. AJ Brown, who literally came out and said he cried when the Patriots didn't select him because he wanted to go to New England so bad. AJ Brown was selected after. McCole Hardman from the Chiefs. DK Metcalf, ever heard of him? Deontay Johnson with 20 career touchdowns in 3 seasons to N'Keal Harry's 4. Terry McLaurin just signed a 3-year, $100-something million deal with the Commanders down there in Washington, one of the worst franchises you got going. Terry McLaurin was signed by them. Hunter Renfrow, the heir apparent for one Julian Edelman and Wes Welker, fast little white guy, tearing it up now for Josh McDaniels. And Darius Slayton.
I like him a lot.
Darius Slayton in New York.
Yeah.
And the Giants dealing with that bum, Joe Judge and Daniel Jones.
He can't stay healthy either, but I mean, you got to.
He still got 13 touchdowns, 1,800 yards. I'll just give you some quick stats here. Hunter Renfrow, 2,300 yards, 15 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, 16 touchdowns. Again, these are some shitty fucking teams these guys are playing for. Let's go to the Steelers. Gave you 20 touchdowns for Deontay Johnson, 2,700 yards for him, 254 catches. Obviously, DK Metcalf is a star in the league. He's got 29 touchdowns, 3,000 yards.
A lot of these guys are getting thrown the ball from like shitbag quarterbacks. It's not like these guys
DK Metcalf
all pro guys.
But AJ Brown with
Ryan Tannehill.
With Ryan Tannehill, 24 touchdowns, 3,000 yards, 300 catches.
Him going to Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hurts might be good, but yeah, N'Keal Harry's probably top 3 biggest bust.
Give me the other two. And tell me why N'Keal Harry's not number 1, because I'm convinced N'Keal Harry's number 1.
I got Chad Jackson.
Chad Jackson.
Second round pick.
And
Dominic
Easley's a big one. Malcolm Brown's up there, and I'll tell you the same pick. What's his face went? N'Keal Harry went 32, right? Did you look that up, right?
Yeah, it's 32.
Rozai Dowling went 32, same draft spot. Played 2 games? At least we got.
Rozai Dowling was a second round pick.
Yeah, but same draft spot.
How's that work?
Expansion.
It's right around there. He went. Oh, sorry, he went 33. Whatever. It's just one pick later. It's the same shit. Those are the only two.
Here's why.
Those are the only two. But I have him.
I
right
generally will bow down to the Rain Man and his knowledge of especially Patriots draft picks. But here's why I will disagree with you. The list I just gave you, you could spit and hit a fucking an all-time receiver in this draft, and they picked the one guy that going to play. Give me the Razai Dallin draft and give me all the cornerbacks that shined. Give me the Dominic Easley draft and give me all the defensive linemen that shined. Malcolm Brown, I don't even consider him a bust. He just wasn't as good as a first-round pick. This guy, N'Keal Harry couldn't fucking play. He does not belong in the league. He was drafted first overall. Chet Jackson didn't belong in the league either. But
first overall.
No, I'm sorry, first pick. Their first pick. The Patriots' first pick overall. Chet Jackson was hyped up and he didn't live up to the hype, but he was a second-round pick. He was a second-round pick in a draft that we could go back and look at the receivers, but I guarantee you it was not as stacked as this draft.
Donald Driver Donald Driver was picked with the pick traded to move up to get Chad Jackson.
Yeah, so I can cherry pick a lot of shit for that too. But if you want to tell me that there was another draft where the Patriots blew their pick that had as many impact players as what I just gave you, I'd be impressed by that list.
Because, I mean, this is solely on Belichick. You heard it, and you understand why the whole coaching staff, or not the coaching staff, the scouting staff, all left right after. Right. I mean, that was the next year you had, what was it, the next year or last year you had everyone's in together with the pick and they put out the videos like, you guys good with this? You guys good with the Mac Jones
wasn't
pick?
Chad, what year was, what year was Julio Jones? Was that the Chad Jackson year?
No, it was AJ Green. I want to say 2009.
Because didn't Pioli,
Chad Jackson
Pioli asked for Belichick's advice and he said that you can get
Dimitroff did.
Dimitroff, thanks.
I want to say those guys came in between 2008 and 2010. No, it was 2010. But Belichick's
point was you don't need to draft Julio Jones at number 4 overall, whatever it was. You can get the same guy at X amount spot. So there was that insight of the way Belichick thought, and for him to pop his cherry on the first wide receiver he's ever picked in the first round on N'Keal Harry, woof.
2011 draft.
What an insight to his lack of ability to draft skill players in the receiver position. And greatest coach of all time, but as far as a GM, that's not a strength.
He's lost.
He should never draft a receiver high in the draft. And you go look at his second round picks, just pretty terrible. And that being said, let's just do a quick look at the wide receiver depth chart as N'Keal Harry walks out the door. So this is what it looks like on ESPN. So this is how they rank them. So you got Devontae Parker, Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, backed up by Nelson Aguilar, Tyquan Thornton, the rookie, Ty Montgomery, the free agent signing, backed up by something called Little John, Lil, Lil Jordan Humphrey, Trey Nixon, who's been making waves, and Christian Wilkinson, who continues to hang around in this. Is
Lil Jordan the guy that got from New Orleans?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. I keep thinking of Chris.
So that's 9 guys there. 3 guys got to go.
Lil Jordan
Humphrey, Christian Wilkerson, and either Ty or Trey Nixon.
Is Trey Nixon?
He's the white boy. He's a really fast white boy. He was pink stripes last pick.
I don't think Trey Nixon's going anywhere. He's your Edelman. You remember, Ray? You were so high on him when they drafted. Ladies and gentlemen, Ernie Adams just drafted the next Julian Edelman in the 7th round. Mr.
He got
Trey
hurt. He's super
Nixon.
fast. He's been training with Aguilar and Mac Jones. Trey Nixon has been in everyone.
Oh, then he's definitely in. He's
in. I think Ty Montgomery might be your guy out. Or they trade Nelson Aguilar. But we'll see. Just quickly, Bill, your thoughts on that wide receiver depth chart.
Trash. It's completely and utterly trash.
Okay.
I mean, that's it.
Nope,
that's it.
No, that's fair enough. Afternoon delight and a little bit of NBA news before we end the show here.
Sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon delight. Whoop. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
I don't know, Ron. That sounds kind of crazy.
Okay. 3 points from the NBA that I wanted to bring to your attention and get your reaction. First point, there will be a heightened penalty for the transition take fouls in the NBA to try to eliminate guys fouling on the fast break to get some more highlight dunks, basically. So if you foul a guy, if they have a free path, it's not a free path, but on a transition, the other team will get 1 free throw and the ball. Ray, your initial thought, good or bad?
Good.
I'm good.
I like dunks.
Love it.
I keep the game fucking moving. The only thing that will slow this down if it's a replay situation.
Oh, and it will be a replay every time.
Fuck it. Eliminate replay from the NBA, and the whole game will be better.
Agreed.
If this goes to replay, it sucks. If it doesn't, I like it. Adam Silver looking to lower the age for the draft, get rid of that one and done situation. Right now, the age for the draft is you have to be 19 years old to get into the draft. You want to lower that, basically eliminating.
So it's going back to how it used to be.
Yep. Basically,
the NFL needs to do the same thing. Yeah, you've seen Mike Williams back in the day from USC, and I forget the other guy, Reggie Bush. No, there was another guy that sued the NFL that 1 year. Maurice
Aaron Hernandez.
He was like the youngest player ever drafted in the NFL.
Claret. Remember,
Maurice
he tried.
Claret, yes.
Him and Mike Williams tried to sue. I mean, yeah, let these guys play in the NBA. I thought you've seen the NBA makes it work better than NFL or any of these guys. These guys you've seen: LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady,
Kevin Garnett,
Chapter
1,
fucking Jermaine O'Neal. Some guys, but you've seen
Kwame Brown.
You've seen good players come out of the high school level. It's a joke. Now you're seeing it. Get rid of the one and done in college. I think it's a joke. You're seeing these big market teams go out and get the best prospect. I mean, Kyrie Irving's one. He had one and done. You've seen these guys. Ben Simmons one and done at LSU.
Jason
like
Tatum,
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. I mean, that's what, like, I understand you're wasting this time going to college. Now you're seeing guys going straight to the G League that could most likely be in the NBA. I would rather my guys learn in the NBA than learn a year or two in college. Get them NBA ready right away. Let them, if you're talented enough to make that leap, make that leap.
Yeah, it's the fringe guys that are
the Sebastian Telfairs, the Kendrick Perkins,
it's the fringe guys
Eddie
that
Curry's.
are the problem, and it kind of fucks the whole thing up. I was a fan of the one.
If you don't get drafted, though, I will say this: if you don't get drafted, you should be allowed to take your college offer.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But the other thing too is that the college athletes are getting paid now too.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I just read about a high school kid that's like 16 just signed $8 million.
Mm-hmm.
He's the number one quarterback going to be whenever he gets.
Isn't it Manning's kid nephew?
No, it's another kid. It's a dual threat quarterback. He literally signed for it. He's going to Texas. Texas
is Arch.
Arch Manning, but it's not him. It's another kid. I think he's like a sophomore or junior in high school, and he just signed for $8 million. He's supposed to be like, he's a dual threat quarterback. He can run, he can throw.
They just need to make another league. What it comes down to is they just need to baseball this shit and make some minor leagues. These
tried it. NFL can't do it. I mean, you're looking at USL, UFS, USFL, XFL is supposed to have a partnership with the NFL now. Like that was the
NFL can do it. NFL can do it if they really try it. They're running up against the NCAA. They're running up against the SEC and the NCAA and what they have going for it. But all right. So NBA wants to lower that age. We'll see. We'll see what it does with it. They want to make the play-in tournament permanent. I think that's a good move. I think that added a ton of fucking excitement to the end of regular seasons the last couple of years. I think it's great. Fuck you, LeBron. LeBron was a big guy against it.
Speaking of simple minds of the week, he's my nominee.
Okay, we'll get there in a second. And then lastly on the NBA, the Utah Jazz are blowing it up. They are
Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz are blowing.
Jesus Christ.
Why are you trying to trade Donovan Mitchell?
What are they doing? What are the Utah Jazz doing? So they are accepting trade requests for Donovan Mitchell. After trading
Typical
Rudy Gobert
Danny.
for
It's
Ida.
typical Danny. It's typical Danny. He's trying to recreate what he did in Brooklyn. He's trying to recreate what he fucking did with the big three. That's exactly what it is.
I understand what he's doing. They reached their plateau. They were the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. They couldn't make it to the NBA Finals.
Because they couldn't stay healthy. Donovan
They
Mitchell
can't
couldn't stay
get
healthy.
it done. So
Tore his
get rid of him.
ACL.
So he is saying, let's fucking start over.
You can add pieces.
Rudy,
Rudy Gobert is the second or third best defensive player in the league.
but he started COVID in the NBA.
After Marcus Smart.
That's why I said second or third. I couldn't give him first because he's not the reigning defensive player of the year,
There
but he
you
won it
go.
like 2 years in a row.
The Danny Ainge angle is really interesting in this. What a mistake. What a fucking mistake. But he didn't do this with the
Fuck
Celtics.
Danny Ainge.
They couldn't get over it, and maybe that's why they fired him, because he was trying to trade Tatum and Brown, and Wick was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not trading these guys. What a mistake. I never thought that was a good idea, unless Rudy Gobert is just such a cancer that they had to get rid of him. But trading Mitchell, I don't get it.
Well, him and Mitchell hated each other. You got to build around Mitchell. Danny Ainge is a moron. Glad he's gone.
Okay, on that note, simplest minds of the week, the end of the show here, real quick.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as stupid does.
Ray, why don't you kick off simplest minds of the week? You had this as your opening. Oh, that wasn't done. You had this as your opening take, so let's finish off the show with your closing take. Go ahead, Zach Wilson.
Yes, the city of Toronto, dumb losers. Blue Jays fired Charlie Montejo.
What the fuck?
What are you doing?
Zach Wilson is not a simplest mind of the week. He is a goddamn national treasure. He is a hero. He does not belong on this list. He is a man among men, and I respect the fuck out of Zach Wilson. How dare you put him on this fucking list?
Ray, give us your reasons why you respect Zach Wilson.
He took 2 girls to prom. 1, he plays NFL quarterback in the NFL. He's an NFL quarterback for the New York Jets. He banged his mom's best friend. Either or. I don't care if she's ugly, if she's beautiful. He did what we all wanted to do. And Bill does that every Tuesday.
I've never wanted to have sex with one of my
Bill,
mom's best friends.
Here's what I would propose, Bill. I would expect...
Hold on, Bill. I'm going to text you the name.
Because of that respect that you give to this stranger for banging his mom's best friend, I would expect plaques on me and Bill's doorsteps by the end of the week.
I want a trophy, and I want some keychains, and I want some gift certificates for ice creams. I can't talk now. The edibles just kicked in. I took him late tonight.
Zach Wilson's a dumbass. His girlfriend at the time was an absolute dime, and
Slut.
and he cheated on her with his mom's friend, who was some trashy hoe. They're Mormon, so I guess this girl, she's also Mormon. She was
picture.
No, I texted you.
I don't want to.
I'm not looking at
want
Ray.
a deep dive, Ray.
No, I told you who the guy's mom is that we were talking about.
Yeah, it was his teammate at Utah, right?
That's not the right person.
Oh
God
no,
damn it.
he's banging his ex-girlfriend. That's
Zach
what the story
Wilson's
is.
mom's friend is who Zach Wilson banged. And in order to do that, he lost his relationship with his dime piece girlfriend, who's now banging Zach Wilson's ex-best friend from BYU. So apparently
you can get one dime piece. You can get
she's
another.
down with sister wives, but she's not down with sister moms. She's not down with Zach Wilson banging his mom's moms. So Zach Wilson's a fucking idiot. Zach Wilson's a fucking idiot.
Ray's a fucking idiot. Never mind. God, this is just so stupid.
This has been the Simple Minds Sports Show, Friday Rewind, July 15th. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
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 Marty! You've got to come back with me! Where? Back to the future!
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yep. When I first clicked on to view the video to see you, I thought your hat said cool. I was gonna laugh, but also angry at the same time.
Oh man, I think we have an entire product line
You're just cool.
right in front of us. Cool.
Just cool.
We just steal the Core's
The
font.
cursive, cool.
Just cool.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Good. Let's go, t-shirt maker.
Oh,
What you're gonna explain what happened to that top of that border?
I started running out of red. Kelly got mad at me. She yelled at me. Stop using all the fucking ink to make t-shirts. Sorry, honey.
Is it the same ink you'd use on like an HP printer? Oh,
Mm.
here comes the queen from the darkness.
He comes from the closet. Oh,
And he is
fuck.
drinking an undisclosed lemonade.
Well, this is my voice you're going to hear for the last time tonight, folks. Enjoy with Billy
Gentlemen.
Backwards.
Old Billy Rambles. How you doing, Bill?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
You know it's actually bad too when he has an off-white, just plain white T-shirt on, like he's
It's
fucking
too hot. I didn't want to
Whitey
throw anything
Bulger.
else. It's too hot. I didn't want to throw anything else on, so I figured I'd wear this decrepit white T-shirt.
You rock that like not stained, but just worn out Hanes white T-shirt under every work shirt you wear every single day.
Correct. What do I care?
And you make fun of me for wearing a wife beater.
Well, that's stupid.
That's stupid.
That's
Very stupid.
really terrible.
I mean, yeah, only rapists and that's it. That's all I got.
And wife
Thank you.
beaters.
That's all I got.
No, the undershirt is just in. There's just a lot of new material that have come out right now that I think could be a game changer for undershirts, but I don't know how many people have taken advantage of that. Like the whole wicking scene, I feel like it's a really perfect undershirt.
Wicking?
What now?
Yeah, thank you.
Like you get the athletic shirt. The like Under Armour makes these
The
wicking
dry
shirts, like,
fit ones?
Literally, yeah, dry fit. Like literally everyone
Oh.
makes them. You can get them at fucking
Wicking.
Old Bay or what is it? Old
Navy?
Navy, Old Bay.
Old
Oh,
Bay.
Everyone makes these fucking wicking shirts now. I feel like that's a game changer for an undershirt because it's
Yeah,
not
I
just
should-
cotton soaking up all the sweat and then you're just living in your fucking filth.
Stink.
I should
8
probably
hours.
think about that because I sweat a ton, and that's why I wear an undershirt because I needed to sop it
Yeah,
all up
we should-
before.
This could be another revolution. Ray and I just talked about our cool hashtag and trademark cool. That's going to be our new merchandise movement, but also just the plain white wicking undershirt. Not a lot of people are in that game right now.
We should market it. I love undershirts.
There you go. We'll cut that so no one steals it.
Yeah. Don't let anyone know about this.
Do we have anything to discuss in this? Oh, Bill, you went to the game. Went to a walk-off. Ray made fun of you for bringing your fake kids to the game. So
Yeah, what an asshole. First game, it was their birthday. It was a great game. It was the first walk-off I've ever been to.
not bad.
Not only that, but he serenaded Jake Fromm's brother.
Yeah, it took him
Caroline.
about 2 innings to really not like me.
Wow, I would have taken the under on that.
I was being really nice in the beginning, going like, "Oh, come on, you're not blah blah blah." And then I've started pretty much every top half of the inning. It was, "Hey, what? Your brother sucks at quarterback." So then when we got to like the 8th inning and everyone's singing, I first told him it was about a 9-year-old girl and he was weird that he was singing it. And secondly, I just kept serenading him that his brother sucked at quarterback for a good length of the song.
Yeah, that's online. You can find that. With the Fromms, so Jake Fromm is a free agent. Free agent is a term used loosely. He was cut by the Giants, who don't have anybody at quarterback unless you want to count Daniel Jones, who's a bum. He was drafted by the Bills, cut by them, cut by the Giants. He's technically a free agent right now.
Linked
Came
to
out
the
of Georgia.
Patriots in the draft too.
What was his brother doing in Boston? Are they
No
do they
idea.
have local ties?
No idea. I was sitting next to that, him and 4 dudes at a Canadian bachelor party. So that was fun. And I was like, he bought a ticket by himself, I guess, or he had friends across, but he was like, I just bought a ticket. So he sat by himself next to these Canadians and he starts showing everybody, this is my brother. And I'm like, wait, your brother's a fucking quarterback. So I was like, no, I don't believe you. He started showing me pictures. So I get on my little phone and start going. I'm like, oh man, this is not good for you. He goes, what do you mean? I go, just keep waiting.
Yeah, no, I
literally,
actually-
and I'm sorry, the whole game, it was like a snooze fest in the beginning. Good pitchers duel. Cutter Crawford came in, shut the Yankees down. So I was like, it was trashing Yankees fans and then just going heavy into him, and then tell him where all the Canadians can find the best strip clubs in Boston. So I wrote it. They were having a
Which
sign
is none.
that he had like a white shirt on, and he was like something marry the Sox, and he spelled socks like SOX''S. Stupid Canadians. And he had everybody start signing it. So I wrote the address of Centerfolds in Boston and Chinatown on the back of his thing after I put like big giant dicks all over it.
Centerfolds
and
is
again, just to
awful.
reiterate, your fake kids were there.
Yeah. Oh, I was sick of them on Yankees fans. It was fun.
Bill raising children.
They'll do whatever you tell them to do.
This is
Wow.
Ray as a stepson to Bill. I don't know if you should be happy.
he never took
upset,
me to a
sad.
Yankee.
You never got that experience.
And we were sitting in the bleachers, which
Yeah,
You
made
never
it
got
even,
the Jake Fromm brothers experience.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
he'll come back to Boston? This is why I asked. If I don't think they're from around
I don't
the
think so
Boston area.
either.
So, did you think that you ruined his experience enough where they won't go back? Like they've now.
I hope I
learned what-
did. I hope I did. There was an
Another-
Indian guy
there's another
sitting
one
next
on.
to me too, and I was like, "Dude, cricket? Why are you here?" He had a Yankees Aaron Judge jersey on. I didn't care. I'm like, "Dude, you're a fake Yankees fan. Get the fuck out of here."
What do you say we start the show, the Simple Minds Sports Show, where we talk all things doing in sports, good, bad, and different.